Welcome to the Nebraska Journal-Herald podcast. Today, the Muslim community in Lincoln, Nebraska. Worship, sectarian dynamics, and practical observance. Lincoln, Nebraska, a city of roughly 292,000 residents, is home to an estimated 3,000 to 4,000 Muslims, about 1% of the local population. This small but active community maintains 4 dedicated mosques that serve as the primary venues for congregational prayer, education, and sectarian-specific rituals. While the national Muslim population stands at 3.45 to 3.85 million, Nebraska's statewide total ranges from 15,000 to 20,000, with Lincoln and Omaha hosting the largest concentrations. The Lincoln experience illustrates how American Muslims balance ancient religious obligations with modern workplace constraints in a Midwestern context. Core daily practices of Muslims. Observant Muslims structure their day around the 5 pillars of Islam, the foundational acts of faith. The second pillar, Salah, requires 5 daily prayers performed at prescribed times: Far, dawn; Dur, midday; Asr, afternoon; Maghrib, sunset; and Isha, night. Each prayer consists of a set number of rak'ahs, cycles of standing, bowing, prostrating and sitting, while reciting portions of the Quran and supplications in Arabic. Ablution, wudu, with clean water precedes every prayer, renewing ritual purity. Muslims face the Qibla, the direction of the Kaaba in Mecca, determined locally via compass or smartphone applications. In Lincoln, prayer times shift seasonally with sunrise and sunset. Mosques post schedules online and via apps, and individuals adjust accordingly whether at home, work, or in transit. What constitutes a mosque? Islamic jurisprudence defines a mosque, masjid, functionally rather than architecturally. Any clean space used regularly for congregational salah facing the Qibla qualifies. The Prophet Muhammad is recorded in Sahih al-Bukhari stating that the entire earth, except graveyards and bathrooms, has been made a place of prostration. No permanent structure, minaret, dome, mihrab, or minbar is required. In Lincoln, this principle extends beyond formal buildings to university prayer rooms, workplace corners, private homes, apartment basements, and even vehicles parked during breaks. All 4 dedicated mosques include formal prayer halls and ablution areas, yet informal spaces handle the majority of daily prayers for those unable to reach a mosque. The 4 primary mosques in Lincoln. The Islamic Foundation of Lincoln, IFL, located at 3636 North 1st Street, with an additional facility at 129 West Belmont Avenue, stands as the oldest and largest mosque in Nebraska. Established in 1986 and owned by the North American Islamic Trust, NAIT, it follows Sunni methodology and attracts 75 to 80% of the city's active Muslim men for Friday prayers. 2 Jumu'ah sessions, one at 12:45 p.m. and another at 1:45 p.m., accommodate shift workers and overflow crowds that can exceed 1,000 during peak seasons. The center also runs a weekend Quran school, a memorization program, marriage and funeral services, and nightly terawih prayers throughout Ramadan. The Islamic Center of Lincoln, situated along North 63rd Street in the northeast part of the city, primarily serves Somali families. Founded in the 2010s, it hosts Jumu'ah around 1:30 p.m. in a mix of Somali and English and offers Dugsi, children's Quranic instruction, on weekends. Attendance represents 10 to 15% of Lincoln's Muslim men, reflecting the ethnic clustering common in refugee resettlement patterns. The Nebraska Islamic Foundation, at 7125 Douglas Street, is the city's only Shia mosque. Established around 2000 as Nebraska's first Husainiyah, it follows the Twelver, Ithna Ashari, tradition and serves 5 to 8% of local Muslims, mainly families of Iraqi, Pakistani, and Indian descent. Friday prayers begin at 1 p.m. in Arabic and Persian, and the center hosts monthly majlis gatherings to commemorate the Al-Bayt. Ashura processions in late July draw several hundred participants for morning rituals centered on Imam Hussein. The American Islamic Center, the newest and smallest of the 4, operates as a general Sunni mosque with no dominant ethnic base. Its exact location is available through local directories, and Jumu'ah takes place around 1:15 p.m. It accounts for roughly 5% of male attendance and functions as a welcoming entry point for newcomers and converts. Sectarian separation and historical roots. Sectarian separation is absolute. Sunni and Shia Muslims do not share congregational prayers, khutbahs, or major holiday observances. This division traces back to the 7th century succession dispute after Prophet Muhammad's death. Sunnis emphasize elected caliphs and community consensus, while Shias recognize Ali ibn Abi Talib and a line of divinely guided imams. In Lincoln, the practical result is 4 parallel religious calendars and no joint Jumu'ah services. Marriages, funerals, and youth programs remain intersect, reinforcing distinct communal identities. Friday Jumu'ah prayer, ritual and reality. Friday Jumu'ah prayer remains the weekly centerpiece of male Muslim life. Obligatory for every adult, able-bodied man who is a resident and has safe access to a mosque, it replaces the midday dur prayer. The ritual lasts 35 to 50 minutes and follows a fixed sequence. Worshippers arrive early for optional sunnah prayers. The muadhin issues the first adhan. The imam delivers a 10 to 15-minute khutbah in Arabic and English on faith and community issues. A brief silence allows personal supplication. A shorter second khutbah ends with communal dua. The iqamah signals the start of 2 fard rak'ahs in straight rows behind the imam, and optional sunnah prayers follow before socializing and departure. Despite the religious mandate, 60 to 70% of Lincoln's working Muslim men miss Jumu'ah each week due to standard 9 to 5 schedules. U.S. federal law under Title VII requires reasonable accommodations unless they impose undue hardship, but no Nebraska statute guarantees Friday afternoons off. Office workers, factory employees, and delivery drivers typically pray dur, 4 rak'ahs performed individually, in break rooms, parking lots, or vehicles. University students, state employees, and self-employed individuals are far more likely to reach a mosque. When Jumu'ah is inaccessible, mainstream Sunni and Shia scholarship unanimously permits substitution with dur. The obligation to congregate lapses, but the duty to pray on time remains. Smaller and informal prayer spaces. Beyond the 4 mosques, smaller prayer spaces fill daily needs. The University of Nebraska-Lincoln maintains designated rooms in the Nebraska Union and Jackie-Gon Multicultural Center at 1400 R Street. Private homes in Somali neighborhoods near 63rd Street host afternoon prayers for neighbors unable to travel. Some hospitals and state offices provide on-site musallas, though these never host Jumu'ah, which requires a formal congregational setting per mainstream fiqh. Workplace prayer rooms, car trunks, and quiet stairwells become temporary masjids for the 5 daily prayers when schedules prevent mosque attendance. Annual and seasonal observances. Annual observances draw the largest crowds. Eid al-Fitr, marking the end of Ramadan, and Eid al-Adha, commemorating the willingness of Ibrahim to sacrifice his son. Both feature dawn prayers followed by takbir chants and communal meals. In 2025, Eid al-Fitr is expected around April 10th and Eid al-Adha around June 17th, with IFL's parking lot overflowing into adjacent streets. Shia-specific events include Ashura around July 27th, when the Nebraska Islamic Foundation organizes lectures and processions recalling the martyrdom of Imam Hussein. Ramadan nights bring terawih prayers, 8 to 20 rak'ahs reciting the Quran in sequence, with attendance peaking above 800 at IFL. Monthly halakas and youth nights at various centers provide ongoing education in Quran recitation, tafsir, and hadith study. Halal infrastructure supporting daily life. Halal food infrastructure supports dietary observance. Afghan village cuisine at 5100 North 27th Street. Taj Ali Middle Eastern at 2601 South 125th Avenue, and Safa Middle Eastern downtown on O Street offers certified halal menus ranging from kebabs to falafel. Amin Kitchen and Grocery at 2701 South 48th Street, and Sarah Market at 4840 Dudley Street provide meats and staples for Somali, Arab, and South Asian households. These establishments cluster in North and Northeast Lincoln, aligning with residential patterns rather than forming a distinct enclave. Delivery services and ethnic grocery aisles in larger chains further expand access. Extended summary conclusion. The Muslim community in Lincoln operates within a framework of precise religious obligations adapted to American structural realities. Daily prayers anchor individual spiritual discipline, while weekly congregational rites demand physical presence that employment schedules frequently disrupt. For sectarian-specific mosques provide the formal infrastructure for major gatherings, yet the majority of routine worship occurs in improvised spaces that meet the minimal Islamic criteria for validity. Annual festivals and educational programs reinforce communal identity across ethnic and doctrinal lines, even as separation between Sunni and Shia remains non-negotiable in ritual practice. This pattern, centralized facilities for peak observances, decentralized flexibility for daily requirements, demonstrates a pragmatic balance between textual mandates and lived constraints in a non-metropolitan setting. Thank you for listening to the Nebraska Journal-Herald podcast. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. Go to nebraskajournalherald.com for this audio transcript, additional media, and more. Plus visit Nebraskaville while you are there. See you next time on the Nebraska Journal-Herald podcast.